Cloudy World, and man, it's getting bad for Lil Durk's case, bro. So if you don't know, right now, Lil Durk is basically facing a very serious issue where it's alleged where in 2022, he put $1 million bounty bond on Quando Rondo. Now, a lot of people don't know why they're beefing, and they're still a little bit confused. So we're gonna go back down history lane real quick, just a little quick one, and explain why Durk and everybody's got their issues going on. So again, federal prosecutors are sharpening their case against Lil Durk and his upcoming trial approaches, with new details emerging about the government's theory that the Chicago rapper potentially orchestrated a plot to not only snap Quando Rondo, and while the allegations have been made public for some time, a new exclusive report finally from All Hip Hop indicates prosecutors are now outlining more claims, which honestly, this could be very, very frustrating for Durk's case because they're trying to market and argue for lethal injection, which again, though it is a much more serious penalty, if I'm in Durk's situation, I would much rather fight probably that penalty than the life penalty, only because it's extremely hard and they're gonna have to be very rigid with how their stance is. And they're gonna have an issue with Lil Durk in this sense, because according to the report, federal authorities allege that Lil Durk placed a $1 million bond and bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. It reports in newly filed documents ahead of trial and expected to be supported by witness testimony. So, what's this testimony and what does that mean? Well, let's break it down real quick. So when we go over here, it then says the discovery also has defendant Banks. If you don't know, Lil Durk's last name is Banks. Used his trusted lieutenants, defendant Wilson and co-conspirator 5, to recruit hitmen to fly to Southern California on August 18, 2022 to get done Bowman, as we know is Mr. Rondo. Now, consistent with defendant Banks' promise to reward co-conspirators, defendant Wilson potentially solicited his team by promising to pay $1 million. Now, again, a path that many people feel is very, very it's case closing for a lot of other people, but it may not be for Durk. Now, moreover, the government has also disclosed a list of defendant Banks and OTF music videos in which they spoke on it and acted on. Now, if y'all don't remember, this was an issue where Quando Rondo even spoke about it in the story. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Southside dude, bro. They be telling lies. Be Lil Durk. Nah, but if we talking about it for real and we really getting down to the real goodie of it, man, Lil Durk is a really, really frustrating person, not only in rap history, bro, but really, yeah, gun showing like crazy. It's very frustrating because Lil Durk could have been a real pillar for the community. And it feels like by the time he started realizing how much impact and support he genuinely had, I think that it was just too late. And not too late in many people's situations where they're crash outs to that extent. Too late in the sense that Lil Durk was never going to be this figure like in power. Lil Durk always wanted to stay with the trenches. It was an issue why I didn't rock with him when I was coming up in Chicago, because I would see this man Keith, second he got his money up, he was gone. And I didn't realize that Durk is very real for trying to stay down, show love to his community, things like that. Yet when he's always involved in these hits, these hectic beefs, bro, and he's just at OD situations. Again, what was even the point of this beef in the end of the day, bro? Because Quando ain't even relevant no more. He's not. His music hasn't even touched the charts in forever. So the natural way of things that they were gonna go is just he was gonna fall off regardless. But people being telling you to slide, do this, do that, bro. Why are you listening to these dudes? These ATL rappers let all they homies get slimed out. They don't do nothing. Same with a lot of these Cali rappers too. It's not hate on those cities. It's just the fact that people don't always want to go to life in prison for getting some get back on someone that sadly already passed away. It don't make sense. It's not smart. But again, it's a lot more to go down, so we got to break this down some more. Now, this is what they're saying going forward. The case centers on long-standing tensions between Durk and Quando Rondo that prosecutors say traces back all the way to 2020 when King Von, a close associate of Durk, was hit and handled, bro. Sadly, rest in peace, King Von, man. And he passed away during a confrontation, man, involving members of Rondo's circle. Now, authorities allege that in response, Durk sought heavy retaliation. He had anger. He was frustrated. He needed get back, man. And they were also saying that there was an attack and a reward for anyone that carried out a sliming on that boy Rondo. And prosecutors not only say that, but they claim that members of Durk's inner circle, including Marcus Muwop Williams, spread the word and had to recruit folks. Again, bro, this man Muwop always comes back, bro, because he is likely the one who's going to tell. I'm going to keep it a buck, bro. He knows too much information. If he flips, the entire case is cooked. So again, in August 2022, a group of hitmen opened up on fire at Quando Rondo in LA. This is where the no thing comes from. Rondo survived the shooting, but his close friend and cousin Lil Pab, just a young jit. Prosecutors argued the attack was a direct result of the alleged bounty and recruitment of the effort. I don't know. I could see that. If we have to be unbiased, we have to look at things from a cause to an effect world. So let's just say what they saying has some grain of truth. They then further alleged that Lil Durk provided rewards to the hitters after the incident, including cash, jewelry, and public recognition through and qualified of anything as value, a key element that they describe as a straightforward case. Now, that's not straightforward at all. Saying anything of value isn't realistic because can you prove the jury and can you prove, like, what is public recognition? Like, let's keep it a buck. That's like if someone tried to handle somebody that, I don't know, a president didn't like, and the president said, that dude's pretty cool. Now can you charge that president for that person doing something to them? That makes no sense. That's a very, very, you're going to have more than that to say any of these issues, especially with the cash issue as well, bro, because we're going to have to see those numbers that were sent through. That's some heavy cheese, bro. That doesn't just come out of nowhere. It just doesn't. So Durk has pleaded not guilty to all charges. He was arrested on October 2024 and remains in custody as he awaits trial, which is scheduled to begin on April 21st. His legal team has consistently denied the allegations and is expected to challenge both the credibility of the cooperating witnesses, which are many people flipping because they were unsafe in their own neighborhoods and were snitches. So again, the interpretation of circumstantial evidence presented by the government is really what's going to be the big issue in figuring out will this man Lil Durk get off or will he be in that situation for a minute, bro? Now, honestly, I rock with Lil Durk. I think he's, to me, the genuine verse of the streets for Southside Chicago, man. I loved him growing up in Chicago. I felt like he had movement. I always believed Durk would be bigger and better than anyone imagined. And for him to even get to this level of his career is unbelievable for a Southside Chicago artist standard. It genuinely is unbelievable from someone over there from Normal. You know what I'm saying? It really is a heavy toll, bro, to see someone like Durk go out like this, because if people like Durk can make multiple millions and change their realities and still get caught up in the system, you just don't want that to be the narrative for a lot of these young kids to aspire to be. Now, for now, Lil Durk remains behind bars, maintaining his innocence as federal prosecutors prepare to argue that the alleged plot, recruitment process, and the rewards from the connected chain of events leading to the deadly path in the hit are all connected to him. Now, it's a lot going on, bro, and yikes, bro. I wouldn't know what I would say to that, bro, because honestly, like, what do you think Lil Durk is going through in his head right now? Like, what do you think they going through in his head right now, bro? Like, dog, they said, I don't believe in nobody slid for him. I think a lot of people would slide for, bro. They slid a bunch, bro. They slid a bunch. I was gonna say, bro, they did a lot, bro. Like, bro, there's a lot of artists saying that same thing, bro. It was a very big thing. Like, bro, this was a very big thing going on, bro, back in that time where these artists were literally saying this, bro. Look, literally saying, like, bro, this dude Quando had bags on his head for a hot minute. This was not new information. If we're keeping it very real, bro, it was not new information. So all I'm saying is, Durk, man, pray for that boy, bro. And let us know your thoughts and comments in the comment section, bro. Do y'all think Lil Durk is innocent? Let me know in the comments. We gone.